So, today we're diving into a really ambitious digital project out of Cambodia called KhmerSME. This is the government's big bet to basically turbocharge its entire small business sector, all using one single powerful online platform.
But here's the thing, and this is really the core question of our whole explainer today. What happens when you build what looks like the perfect, state-of-the-art solution, but you have no public data, no proof that it's actually working?
All right, let's get into it. To really get why this platform is such a big deal, you first have to understand the Cambodian economy itself. And when you look at the numbers, one thing becomes incredibly clear. Small businesses, well, they're pretty much everything.
I mean, just look at this. The numbers are staggering. We're not talking about a small slice of the pie here. Small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, they make up almost 100% of all businesses. They provide jobs for 70% of the workforce and generate more than half of the country's entire GDP. They are, without a doubt, the engine of the economy. Okay, so to support this absolutely vital sector, the government launched the KhmerSME platform back in 2021. The big idea was to create the single, trusted, one-stop shop where any entrepreneur, anywhere, could find all the information they'd ever need, from the basics of registering a business to finding new markets abroad.
So let's take a quick tour of what's actually inside this digital one-stop shop, because honestly, when you look at it on paper, it's a truly world-class resource. You can see it's built like a complete roadmap for an entrepreneur. It covers the whole journey, right? From the very first step of starting up to navigating complex regulations, finding training, and even connecting with partners for growth. And the real heart of it all is this massive e-learning portal. It's packed with top-tier training materials, and get this, it's all provided completely free of charge. And we're talking about serious, practical stuff here. Courses on finance, marketing, logistics, export compliance, the exact skills you need to compete. This isn't just a handful of PDFs. It's basically a full-blown digital business school. And the quality? Well, it's undeniable. The content comes from major international partners like USAID and Germany's development agency, GIZ, so entrepreneurs are getting access to genuinely world-class knowledge. So we have a well-designed platform. It's filled with high-quality content, and it's aimed at the most important part of the economy. It should be a huge celebrated success story, right? Well, this is where our story takes a very sharp turn, because there's a critical piece of the puzzle that's just missing. And this really gets to the heart of the problem. We know from the platform's own developer that the system was built from day one with all the tools to track user data and engagement. The capability to measure performance is literally baked right in. But that data isn't being shared. Just look at this comparison. Another government platform, the one for business registration, they publicly announced that over 10,000 companies had used it. For KhmerSME, crickets, silence. Not a single public metric on users, course completions, or even website traffic has ever been released. What this does is it creates a complete black box. We have this incredibly sophisticated, expensive tool, but there is zero public evidence to show who is using it, how they're using it, or if it's having any effect at all. Its real-world impact is a total mystery. Now you might be thinking, okay, so what? It's free information. Does it really matter if we have the numbers? Well, yeah, it really does. This data vacuum has very real consequences that actually undermine the platform's entire mission. You have to remember, at its launch, government officials talked about its transformative potential. I mean, the expectations were sky high. This platform was supposed to be a key driver of economic growth. And yet, since that launch, not one single attributable success story has ever been published. The platform itself says it wants to share motivating examples, but we can't point to a single business and say, they took a course and landed a new client, or they used a guide to formalize their operations. There's just nothing. So this data vacuum, it creates 4 huge problems. First, no data means no accountability for the public investment. Second, without user feedback, how do you improve? How do you know which content is useful and what isn't? Third, with no success stories, you have no social proof to convince new entrepreneurs to even bother trying it out. And finally, the platform is stuck in this narrative vacuum, where its value is always talked about in terms of potential, never in proven results. But, and this is important, the story doesn't have to end here. This is an absolutely fixable problem. The analysis points to a really clear and logical path forward that could unlock all that massive potential that's still just sitting there, waiting inside this platform.
So here are 4 key recommendations. Number 1, just open the black box. Start reporting the data. 2, go out and actively find those success stories and shout them from the rooftops. 3, build in simple feedback tools like ratings so users can tell you what they need. And 4, make it easier for people to go from learning about a process to actually doing it on another government site.
You see, the ultimate goal here is pretty simple. It's to transform KhmerSME from being just a static, passive library of information into a dynamic, responsive, and most importantly, a proven engine that is actively helping Cambodian businesses grow and succeed. And that really leaves us with a final, crucial question to think about. In our data-driven world, how much value does a beautiful, well-stocked digital library truly have if there's no proof that anyone is actually turning the pages?